Ghana General Company. Tafsan Investment Limited. Is holding today, 15th October 2025. The notice of this meeting has been submitted to all the stakeholders and all those who statutorily must be invited to the meeting. I hereby invite the Commissioner to confirm the meeting and properly constituted. Commissioner, please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I can confirm the presence of Alhaji Abdulrahman, the Secretary of the National Council of Elders, the Vice President of NASFAT, the Chief Missioner of NASFAT, that quorum can be properly coordinated for this meeting, and the Chairman can go ahead with the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. My name is Engineer Alasukom Isa. I work in the office of the Chairman of Tafsan Investment Limited. I'm here to direct the proceeding of this meeting. I will start by introducing my fellow colleagues, strong members of the Tafsan Investment Limited, who have been steering the affairs of the company. Please, if you are able to just indicate that you are here. Prof. Adebola, are you here?
I'm here.
Oh, thank you, sir. Alhaji Taiwo Adebayo. I'm here. Alhaji Abola Adediro. Thank you. You are welcome. Alhaji Tariq Kazim. We also talking to our new members on the board. I have Alhaji Abdulgani Balogun. Okay. Alhaji Tajudin Adisajimo. Alhaji Ashiatu Odewale. Alhaji Tajudin Ojedino. You are welcome. Those are our new board members. We're happy to have them. They have strengthened our expertise and experience that we're using to run the affairs of the company. I also want to introduce the lady of MBA Alabido and Company. That's our company secretary who has been supporting us legally. In the name of Mr. Mahmoud Bayo Alabido. In the same token, I want to introduce the of the external auditors of the company. Alhaji Ajiroba. Alhaji Ajiroba, okay, from Ghana Lashan Company, General Accountant. Thank you very much for being here. We have been reviewing our books and be encouraging us. So, your own capacity alone, I'm supposed to be here. Thank you, sir. So, you are 2 in 1 now. Thank you, sir. Former chairman, thank you, and also representing Alhaji Olasho. Thank you, sir, for coming. Well, I've submitted the notice of this meeting to the stakeholders about a month ago in accordance with the statutory requirements. I will still call on the Commissioner to read the notice of meeting to members to refresh. Yeah, thank you very much. So at this point, before we continue on the agenda, I want to call on our great Chief Missioner to give us the opening prayer. Thank you, sir.
Let us for
wa
سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Oh Allah, we thank you for making us Muslims. We pray that you never let us go astray after the absolute way. We thank you for using us for your cause, for using you to advance the mission of Nasser. We are committing today's AGM to your hand. May you do this to us from the beginning to the end. Bless the community for us, guide our thoughts, and accept it from us as an act of guidance. We die so that the Father. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Sallu ala nabiyyil karim.
Jazakallah. Thank you, sir. So at this point, I want to call the Committee Secretary to, at least as part of the procedure, to read out the list of meeting to members. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. So I'm reading the notice of the meeting that has been sent to stakeholders and members of this company. The notice is dated September 26, 2025, and the heading of the notice is Notice of 2025 Annual General Meeting of Tafsan Investment Limited. Notice is hereby given that the Annual General Meeting of Tafsan Investment Limited will hold at SPV Event Center, 4 SPV Road, CBD and outside Kenya, Lagos, on Wednesday, October 15, 2025, at 10 a.m. in order to transact the following businesses. Ordinary business. 1. To lay before the members of the audited committee. To lay before the members the audited report and account of the year ended December 31, 2024, and the reports of the directors, auditors general. Number 2, to ratify the appointment of the following directors made by the board of directors before the annual general meeting. Number 1, Alhaji Abdulkarim Balogun. Number 2, Alhaji Tajuddin Adisajima. Number 3, Alhaji Ashiata Odewawe Nibelo. 4, Alhaji Tajuddin Ojediro. Number 3 on the agenda is to authorize the directors to determine the remuneration of the auditors. And number 4 is to declare the dividend recommended by the board for payment. Dated September 26, 2025, by order of the board, MP Alabi Become Secretary. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much for that information. So at this point, I now formally present So I'd like to formally present myself as chairman for the company, which I distributed to members and stakeholders for this meeting. Chairman's statement to members and stakeholders of Tafsan Investment. Distinguished stakeholders, shareholders, and directors of our dear companies. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, I hereby present to you the report of the company activities and the scorecard of the board during the year 2024. I also to present on behalf of the board 2024 annual report and the financial statement of Tafsan Investment Limited, a subsidiary company of our noble Islamic organization called NASFAT. when the board took over, we realized we have to do some restructuring as a way to jig the company to the company forward. So as part of the resolution of the board in the year 2024, the company commenced with the organizational restructuring to place the company on a new pedestrian for appreciable practical and personal growth. So a revised organizational structure with new job structure was therefore put in place. A specific business objective to motivate and guide the staff for improved output. Actually, we saw that gap. We realized that staff are working with. There was no reference for them to guide them. So we cannot be blaming them when we don't give them what to work with. So that basically we have to put in place a right structure for all of them from beginning to the end. So that we can use that as a sort of analyze at the end of the year and see how far they are doing. And at the same time, you cannot be punishing them when you don't tell them this is the areas of concentration and performance. So we give them new job description with business objective. So that has also helped the staff to have focus on how to move the company forward. So in that case, that also assisted us to see how we can rejig the profit target of the company. And we see that we are making progress in that regard. Business result for 2024. Company executive business activity turnover to the magnitude of 95.8 million in 2024, compared to 102.2 million for 2023. That 112.2 million for 2023. We noticed there was a lower business activities for 2024 compared to the previous year. And this attributed to the ongoing restructuring of the company to focus more on businesses, minimum capital returns of 100% and drop partial values that are tying down capital as if ready stock. We observe that they are just, we are a staff organization. So more or less, they are just doing merchandise business to have a small, reasonable markup, which is not up to the cost of capital, it's not even up to the cost of business. So we are in business, forget about whether we are in NASFA, we are not in the liability company. So we have to change that mindset. So we have to start trying something reasonable that enable us to go as a going concern. So any business that does not give anything more than 30%, we don't do it. Because a loan, cost of capital, cost of services, cost of insurance, tax, they are out there, you have to pay insurance. So where will the money come from if it's not coming from profit? So we have to change that, and we thank God Alhamdulillah is working. So that gives us some heads up now in the company to have some reasonable profit. So that was why there was a drop for 2024, because I had to review all the goods they are selling. There are some that they will tie the cost down to not move for 1 month, 2 months. You know, business like this, they are tying down capital. So we also have to review the inventory management. So alhamdulillah today, we are all working very well now. Things are changing for the better. So this led to a lower profit margin for us for 2024. We achieved 3.3 million as profit before tax. But because we are dedicated board members and we have started declaring profit right from last year, for almost about even from the inception of the company, we have not been declaring profit. We said no, in our own tenure we will declare profit, no matter how small, to put us on edge. And I'm happy the management team are doing very well in that regard. So it's like a benchmark for us that we must declare profit. So this year too, we are declaring profit. Inshallah, we'll declare the profit in the course of the meeting. So for 2024, we can attribute the poor performance to ongoing restructuring. Increased cost of overhead has improved staff salary due to new approved national minimum wage. We have to improve their salary because there's minimum wage improvements in the economy. So I cannot be paying somebody, what do you call it? They say slave salary. So even though they ask for more, we say no, it has to be referring to what we are making. So we're able to have an alignment, so we'll give them something reasonable at least to to make them to stay afloat. And I also want to announce that as part of motivation for the staff, we have introduced what is called compassionate loan for them. You know, that one you can borrow money, but it must be more than 3 months of salary, or you must pay us back in 1 year. I mean, it's working like that, been tested. So that has encouraged them to work more. And if they have something, they can fall back as a loan. So that's part of motivation strategy you put in place to encourage them to work further. Then we're also considering moving away from our so-called martial business. It's not easy. Martial business is part of our business. It's our cash cow, it's our low-hanging fruit, we cannot do it. So, but we're picking the one that are critical. And we can make some reason out of it. So we're going to do martial business. Then our program of doing strategic business investment program, we have tested is working. We're having a particular arrangement with somebody in Ashishi to produce cars for us, which we are supplying the Ashishi mosques. It's working as partners, and we are getting reasonable profit from it. So that will be a strategy for all our business ventures now. Because we don't want to go to business where we don't know much about. If you need to know we don't want to go and lose it. Let's leave those who have some level of expertise in the business. They are giving us something basic and it's constant. We are okay with it for now. Until we develop capability and expert in that regard. So that has been working for us. So I'm sure from 2025 we will see appreciable improvement in the profitability of the economy because of the measures we are putting in place. Dividend to shareholders. In line with the board contract to sustain value addition to the shareholders on a yearly basis. Share dividend shall be declared in spite of the low performance of the company for the year 2024. Board of Directors will share commitment to add value to shareholders. Declare a share dividend of 6.5 kobo per share. This is about 50% of the profit after tax. Our dear shareholders will be invited at this meeting to approve the payment of the dividend declared by your directors. Board matters. It is a pleasure to present to our shareholders before newly appointed directors as approved by the National NEC. This is in response to the retirement of 4 directors that serve the company meritoriously. The new colleagues with vast experience and expertise from the industry are Alhaji Tajudeen Adisajimo, Alhaji Abdulgani Balogun, Alhaji Tajudeen Ojedino, Alhaji Ashiatu Odewale. The new director will be awarded to the general meeting for ratification accordingly. Because they are experts in their own right. In fact, it's like the NEC saw our camp and brought these guys that are very good in banking industry. So they give us their expertise to support what we are doing. Then the retired directors that are retired below, that are retired are listed here below. Akim Akiyode, Alhaji Ademi Bello, Alhaji Atiti Loya Bakari, and Mr. Babayedita. So for their meritorious service to the company, we send a letter of commission to them to appreciate their contribution to Tafsan Investment Limited. The letter will be issued accordingly. Strategic business partnership for business activities. Tafsan Investment will continue the process of business arrangement with partners with strong footprint in any area of the economy that gives us innovative reward with calculated risk to preserve our capital for gradual multiplication. In this regard, Tafsan has successfully secured business partnership to produce caps to supply to the Ashishi Mosque. This as the first business case for the partnership arrangement with positive returns. The company has already initiated a first-time discussion with some companies for selection of strategic partners in response to technical and commercial offer from Fanta University for construction of student hostels. Yeah, we were invited to bid for Fanta University hostel. We're happy when we saw the invite. And we now ask them to give us startup practices to produce what is called tender package. So eventually later it was sent to us. We were looking at that tender package. So we also talked with some partners that will work with us. So we put them in the front. So but of course they are going to use us as a vehicle. So they're going to use our goodwill. And with our expertise in this industry, we'll see what we can do. We know that we select the best that will partner with us in this regard. Because that area is not a tea party, student hotel. And from the elementary check that we have done, now the cost of building such hostel now is huge. But we'll see what we can do. Like we have all agreed that all members that look, number one, the person coming on board must have a financial capability and the technical expertise to do it alone. They will just partner with the person and use our name to ensure that he gets the job. If it's just about 10-20% people get us, we are okay. But the job must be done in a perfect manner. But I know but anyway, let's see how it goes. The challenge we're looking at is the fact that now, I try to benchmark what happened in St. Augustine University in Epedia. We just built an hostel similar to what we are looking for. Each of the students is paying 600,000 per year now. 600,000. So, and right now, for the university, they are paying 250,000. So there's a gap there. So we'll see what we can do to manage it. You know? Because, of course, anybody bringing huge capital, such business now, want to recoup within a short period, it will be attractive. But we'll see how we can do, what we can do around it, so that will be beneficial to both Tafsan, Panther University, and also the person that is bringing this funding and the capabilities to get it done. So we'll soon select our partner in that regard. I've got two of us coming. But one, it looks good, but I said, look, like I told one of my, I think I mentioned to our members, it will be easier for us to get a Muslim to be involved rather than bringing a Christian because he has money or capabilities. So let's first of all do that due diligence from beginning. Anybody come on board be Muslim. You must not be a NASA member, but must be a Muslim. Then we'll know that we're on the same page to drive down this strategy. So we'll continue that regard, and hopefully, inshallah, I know we're going to get it done. Yes. So, Board of Directors, in line with the existing vision and desire of the shareholders, while still holding on to the critical merchandise business as low-hanging fruit, shall continue to explore bigger business opportunities outside the asphalt comfort zone to improve the profitability of the company. Future plan. The growth and future plan of the company apart from the capital market of national members going forward is the adoption of strategic partnership and development program with a special purpose vehicle to achieve desired business portfolio. The company is still focusing on these areas of business concern. We expect the federal government fixed bond savings bond, fixed income savings bond at an rate of 16-19%. Influence HSA land and equity stakeholding for our land business, such as manufacturing, production, power generation, solar panel, etc. Agro business, shopping mall, furniture apartments, standard banking. These are our proposals. But one that is coming on board soon is the agro poultry feedstock distribution. We got an offer from someone that want to partner with us, to be distributing poultry feed. It's something that it has high rate of return in terms of consumption because of agri business. But the profit margin is low. But so as long as it's consistent, we can put it and predict that we are going to get something from it. We'll go after it. So we are looking at that option, that proposal. At the same time, the person is already a distributor to about 4 or 5 production companies. Just need some funding to support. So if we support the person with some money and we agree on how we'll be giving what we're giving us on a yearly basis, I think we'll go for it. But we'll do due diligence on the company so that because the little money we have, we could not release it unless we are very sure. It's going to be based on calculated risk, not just any risk. So we'll do our diligence very well on it. If we are sure, then we'll go for it. And at this time, I also want to thank President of NASFAT, for what he has done for us. We partner on the NASFAT history book. And I'm happy to announce that, thank God, it's a success. It's a successful business together now. And money has been returned. Our first money has been returned to us, 10 million naira. Now we are waiting for the coffee to be shared. After concluding the whole arrangement. Of course now. Agreement is agreement.
Yes.
And yes. But at least we have got back our initial capital, which is invested 10 million naira. But it was part of our working capital. So we are looking at where to put our money now. If this poultry business is going to work, we'll put it to that poultry business and show you something cool. If it's not going to be visible there, we'll push it to federal government Sukuk fund. I'm going to sleep there. I'm getting our 60% on a yearly basis. So many offers are on the table. There's one we tried last year with the president, but it didn't work for Ashishi Mosque. And the Ashishi land. I got proposals from somebody to say, but I know that it's not easy. Nobody wants to take such risks. To exile some part of the land, yank it up, get some money, and bring it somewhere here. But we realized that a lot of us are still passionate about NASFA. So nobody wants to take such risks. So no problem. We'll look for other opportunities that will come. Another opportunity came on installing power generator there. But when we did the feasibility study on that route, there were 4 companies doing power generation on that route. So it won't be feasible. It won't be viable. Competition will be high. But I'm sure we'll get more opportunities that will come. That we can go there and put the factory there. We'll just put our land as part of our equity. We'll monetize it. The value of the land, what it will cost, that will start our equity investment in that business. And that will be giving us an annual generation of revenue every year basis.
Useful to Islam. One will not appreciate it until when they get to old age. You want to be remembered for serving Allah. At old age, when you can come up again, and you remember what you spent your life on, the last 30 years, we thank Allah. We never everything got to thank Him. Since this is a public document, after I intervened on page 4, on the investment in FGA fixed income savings bond, we have to write Sukuk in bracket. The conventional bond and Islamic bond, they are not the same thing. They did not need the proper time to give us a lecture on it. This is going to the public. They see federal government savings bond. They only need to differentiate between it and Islamic bond, which is called Sukuk. Neither continue to guidance ahead.
Thank you, Sir Chief, for that remark. We've taken it to put Sukuk up front, and that's the one that we're going to push, really, not the general bond. So, Sukuk. Thank you. So, noted, sir. Thank you for that observation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me first appreciate the chairman of the board and all the board members and the management team. And here we have from the president of NASFAT, Haji Abraham Wahid Ayodiji, who is not in the country at the moment. I appreciate a few things you have mentioned, the new structure introduced the last calendar year. I also appreciate the salary increase responding to the challenges arising from economic difficulties in the countries. I also want to appreciate the motivation of granting staff loan so that they can concentrate and not bother about their finances or solving domestic problems. And I also want to appreciate the strategic business partnership that I've introduced. I'm also privy to some of the moves you made personally with the president regarding working in conjunction with Ashishi Land Committee. And those efforts, I'm sure, over time will yield good results. But I just want to call the attention of the board. From what I've seen, I've not seen things that have to do with technology, development of technological innovation. A lot of payment platforms are going on that some business ventures are catching on and they are making money. We are sometimes work on NASFAT app. I see NASFAT app coming on board being a potential to financial solution to a lot of NASFAT members, both in Nigeria and diaspora. I think I want to stop for now. So thank you very much, Abuelo.
Thank you very much for that direction you have introduced us to. But for my own part, of course, dear knows that I'm a technology man. First of all, we use the idea of online meeting, which we are doing now. Right now, we are holding this meeting all online for those who are not joining. So we're also trying to bring in technology. But on the NAFSAT app you have mentioned, management also tried the idea of even putting our prayer books online. But the issue is you have to do it and tie it in a way that you will be able to have the control. If you are doing business for that, you will be making money. From the experience, what they had before, it started very well. They are putting some prayer with some of our fasting on online. But the money was going somewhere, somebody was making the money online. So it was not getting to them. Because they are now able to put a proper control. So we have to establish that you have control. So somebody will not be stealing all the effort you are making. So that's the first thing. We'll consider it. But in this regard now, that means I don't know who's driving it now. This is NASA's app. I don't know who's driving it. When we're driving it, you have to come and sit down with us so that we look at it. And first of all, say, we can ring-fence it. That's the first thing. So we will not go on here. Anybody that is buying on here, send our money back to our account. We can see that here the money is coming. If not, we just be working and we will make money out of it. That was the expense they had last time.
You can actually structure it that the money will come through.
Exactly. So we'll look into it. GM will look into it so that we can see how we can reference it properly. But we are looking for ways to generate revenue. So that is another thing.
The management and to the board of directors, we could see that some changes that we believe the restructuring that will bring in better results for the society, for the business is really being taken. They are taking some bold steps that we really appreciate. The restructuring and your diversification, we believe that not just depending on the things that are consumed, consumable goods, of not rely the fatty, you are trying to do explore better areas, and I think that is because we really need to think of investment at this period. We cannot continue to depend on feasibility to run the society, and we want a viable investment, viable business. So we believe that with all you have mentioned there, and God giving you the strength to be able to do it. But from all the assets, I've not seen much of integration of technology. We have to be conscious of AI at this period as well, and that is very necessary. I observe the improved working condition of your staff. I think as a former labor officer, I think yes, I'm a retired labor director, and I appreciate that much. That will give them the sense of ownership, and they will be able to give better working attitude, and they'll be committed to the business. Then, as a woman of Consular Party, I'm a past National Women Affairs Secretary. I will do much of business with Tafsan in those days. When I ask for how much do we have with you, what is the business, they will give you the results. But they have account sheet, the balance sheet is given on the call. Within the next 30 minutes, I will get our business activities results. But after my tenure, I will continue going there to fight on behalf of my successor. We don't know we don't know the business, how many have they sold, what is our profit we do, what is the level of business we have done, until it got to the stage that we lost confidence in TIL. I have to be sincere. You know, we lost confidence in TIL. The women of Nasrat. You might think our business is small, our hijab, our keep hijab, our bags, but something that's give a turn around. But the accounting, the bookkeeping or the accounting is not being properly done after some time. Yes, that's my observation. I've been involved because my successors, somebody will call me and say, yeah, I want to buy one people in solo. And I still feel yes. Let's go now. We are all together because our women wing, we are always together. We don't leave nothing or that your tenure has finished. We give ourselves support and think you can still be awakening your business with us, but we need to, there should be transparency and accountability, proper work. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best, and I wish the incoming the directors the best, at least from what you have, all those that you have listed. I'm listening all of you, we know better days ahead for TIL. Thank you very much.
Now, running a business going concern, because there's a focus and there's a task and target given to the staff and management, and they are all serious to keep. That's why we need restructuring to turn them around. In fact, before, my GM was also serving as a business development manager. I said, no, you are a leader, you should be visionary. Give them business development to somebody else. So on that basis, as an engineer among them, I said, that's why you're the engineer. Engineer is not a business manager, he's also the operation manager. Before, Akata was doing the work of the operation manager. I said, are you an engineer? I can't even do that. So that's part of the challenge they had. But now, they have put them in proper perspective. And now focused to meet their deliverables. So I can assure you now, we are run as a business concern. So we will give you better service, inshallah. Then, I'm even happy you raised that issue. Thank God, my former president is also here. You see, we are a system. And let all of us follow that system. Because in any organization, if you don't follow the system, there is bound to be failure. We have said that TIL is a business concern of NASFAT. Let them fail before you say, you cannot do well, then you can do your change. Give them their responsibility. The idea of some people now turning themselves to business and investment should stop. It's not right. I can see that some committees that are ad hoc to meet a particular event, they now turn themselves to businessmen and women. Going to be producing things without getting consent from the TIL. In TIL now, if you bring a proposal to us, we'll give you some percentages. That's what we want. But let us be carrying the umbrella of NASFAT as the main business arm of NASFAT. So that it will even give us, because some people have even turned to a threat. Because when you produce something, you also find the one produced by other people in the market. So it's all right. But I know, because like you said, there was lots of confidence, but now the confidence is back. So let us give us benefit of doubt. Let us give us first right of refusal for everything we are doing. And I want to appeal to our women. For example, this year, our budget was to help our women to produce Troy Jam. In fact, we send money to China for sample production they did. You know, we brought it back, we gave it to them. Before we know it, they are going to produce their own. See now? You know. So the other time too, they produce something. When the thing got stuck in the market, they ran back to road and showed them to sell. I said, but because they are women, our life, next time I will not. Thank you, sir. So yeah, yes,
giving us profit. Second time.
Yes.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Well done. And also want to commend the outgoing directors for the job well done. And also thank the incoming directors that I know they will take their own contribution. Yeah, I actually want to comment on what our mother there said. There are not, you have been operating under the umbrella of NASFAT. There are a lot of businesses that do under the umbrella of NASFAT. But we have to work together. You have to work together with all the branches, because I remember when actually this TIL was established during my tenure as president. And the main reason we did that was to get both NASFAT businesses and businesses outside NASFAT. I'll tell you that when we started, we were even having members getting government contracts through the support of NASFAT and sharing the profit. And I remember also that when we transited from business committee to TIL, we were printing all the Asalatu books here, nationwide. Now, we will discover that some branches were also done to cut with them. We now introduce that, yes, we print for you, we give you a portion as a profit. There are a lot of businesses you can do here if you get cooperation of the branches and the executive to get you to monopolize the business and make money. Yes, I'll say you have been contributing profit, but actually this is below our target when we established this company. This company was, in fact, this company came up before the Tafsan tour around the same year, 2003 or something. In fact, there was the part of this business was to also do the Hajj, but we discovered that when we wanted to do the Hajj as a law that it has to be a tour and travel. So that's why we have to also establish Tafsan tours and travel. So I am thinking that yes, we are doing well, at least better than we were before, but there are rooms for us to improve. And you can only improve when you get the cooperation of everybody. Particularly, I think the representative of the president said, okay, the VP2 is here. So the VP2, you need to work with, cooperate with them. And here, especially the VP2 who is in charge of branches, you have to get the cooperation of the branches to make sure that, yes, the branches, you are not going to leave them dry. When you bring people, a salary book or anything, you have to give them a portion of the profit. And it has to be an understanding between. So I think there are a lot of businesses within the umbrella of NASFAT that can make this company go better than this. And we can also, the target also was to go outside the umbrella of NASFAT. I think with the caliber of people on the board, it is possible for us to go outside the umbrella of NASFAT. But again, we should mobilize and make the best use of the opportunities available within the NASFAT. Sorry if I've been taken, I don't know actually, but that is just my little contribution. Thank you very much.
So we'll continue to sustain it. It's going to be sustainable for a long period. And like you said, so we are also going outside the box. Even though the box is not helpful, you can still run business within there. The box is not helpful, you can still opportunity within the box. Like who explore and get more support and cooperation from members. And like you said, for any business that we do with branches, I think we give them 10% profit. It's constant. We give them 5%. Immediate. We give them. So that's there to encourage them. But we'll try to work closely with them too, so that people should stop doing business on their own and give us the opportunity to serve them more, so we can generate enough profit for TIL. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Because as the chairman of NASOC controlling locations of NASFAT worldwide, maybe because of my background training as a control person, we have been having challenges with our branches where I will see logo of NASFAT surveillance that we are looking at that logo, I know it's not from NASFAT. So even if we are disenfranchised with Tafsan, so to say, we still want to remind us that it is a policy in NASFAT that any item that we are going to produce that must carry NASFAT identity must be sanctioned by Tafsan. So we still have that rule. Any item at all, whether you are doing it through them, whether you are giving it to outsider to do for you, when you have your concept ready, Tafsan Investment Limited must approve before you can put our logo on any item that is carrying that fat identity. I just want to call our attention to that. Thank you.
Should write to the NEC again that they should write and remind every branch of National Fati, because I knew that I had, with that time, report during my time, I did not allow branches to make hijab. So if someone will go and make hijab, I stood and I said, no, they will not use it. You know, they will not use it. Luckily, I was even posted to Abuja then. I was in Abuja, you know, with my minister in Abuja where I retired. I did not allow the women to use it until one day someone came to me and said, Mama, you know, someone came to me and said, Mama, what have I done for you? We are taking a picture with Sabo and you will do it. I said, no, I will not allow illegal hijab to show in that picture. So you see it at the back. When we are opening the mosques at Abuja, all those that did not wear the hijab, the approved hijab of women wing, I did not allow them, no matter how you are, at Abuja to sit on the front row. But then when you are fighting all this, the person that made it at Abuja, I pressed Tafsan that we should take her to court until Baba interceded, Alaji Olashopo, that they should stop it, make someone. But then it was the same Tafsan later that some branches will come to, and you are making for Tafsan, you still Tafsan something. So with that, we lost the battle. Let's know, because I stood my ground that anything that has NASFAT logo, the trademark is, the mandate is with Tafsan investment. But if you are fighting your cause and you are doing another thing, it shouldn't, no branch should be above the other. You know, some UK wanted to do hijab. It was the same Tafsan that did it for them. While I was fighting that, we have unity, we have uniformity among women. And whenever you see us, wherever we are, it's the same hijab. And so I took so much pride in that hijab. You know, when we wanted to do Women's Week in Women's Conference in Abuja, we went on a conference to Ajia Sampo. He said, officer, I always like the way you dress. Won't you give me that your hijab? We're lying. She bought for her entourage. They bought 50 hijabs for us. So we, you know, and every time she wanted to come over to an event or the beginning, and we were embarrassed. When we got there, I got for her, she got for her beginning. The Minister of Women and Affairs Secretary, I did not give. And the Mena, he said, officer, am I the only one that offended you? See, everybody here, I done this, that you don't give me. Say, Mama, I'm sorry. You know, so that is how much the pride, you know, to make me to feel so good with that hijab, and we protect it. But along the line, some branches will also come to the same Tafsan. When we have told them that women will say the only one, they should direct whoever comes to them, especially for hijab, to the National Women Affairs Secretary. Let us, you know, give the consent whether it should be made or not. So we cannot just continue to go and fight them. Please, but meanwhile, write a memo, let the presidency, the NEC, write a memo again, reminding every branch, every committee in NASFA that this is the trade mark resides with, that is a patency with only with Tafsan investment. Thank you.
For all branches, you know, remind them that business activities, sir, we need a letter again from them to remind all branches. that business activities of anything, any venture, production of anything, rest squarely with TII. They can give us the necessary support to raise our profile, to raise our profitability.
If you make such policy and they are bound, of course, they are bound to it, how effective will it be when their TII presence is not first? For example, in Sokoto wants to do something and they don't even know about TII, they only have a business secretary. How connected are those business secretaries to the zone and to the headquarters? You need to properly establish that connection so that it can be very effective and efficient.
As a platform already established.
Exactly.
As a
company and every member on the team. My name is Abolani Begu. I am the executive partner of Yanabache. So I am here and it permits me to read the agreed audited reports for this purpose.
Which page is that?
Page 7.
Yeah, just for the benefit of members, I know. I just want to come from the one so that if you know where to go and check it. Page 7.
The others. Independent auditors report to the member of Tafsan Investment Limited. Report on the audit of the financial statement as at 31st December 2024. Opinion. We have audited the accompanying financial statement of Tafsan Investment Limited, set out on page 10 to 27, which comprise statements of financial position as at 31st December 2024, the statement of profit and loss, and other comprehensive income, the statement of changes in equity, the statement of cash flow for the period then ended, and the notes to the financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial position of Tafsan Investment Limited as at 31st December 2024 and ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard and the requirements of the Company and Allied Matter Act and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act No. 6, 2011. Basis of opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with International Standard on Auditing, ISA. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Independence. We are independent of the companies in accordance with the International Ethical Standard Board for the Accountant Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, IESBA Code. We have fulfilled our audit ethical responsibilities in accordance with the IESBA Code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Other information. The directors are responsible for the other information. The other information comprises corporate information, statement of directors' responsibility, statement of value added, and 2 years financial summary, but does not include the financial statements and our audit opinion thereon. Our opinion on the financial statement does not cover the other information, and we do not express any form of assurance conclusion thereon. Responsibility of the directors and those charged with governance of the financial statements. The directors are responsible for the preparation of the financial statement that gives a true and fair view in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act. the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act number 6/2011, and for such internal control as management determine it's necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error. Auditor responsibility for the audit of the financial statements. Our objective are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, or to issue an auditor's report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but is not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with ISA will always detect a material misstatement when it exists. Misstatements can arise from fraud or error and are considered material if individually or in the aggregate, they could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decision of users taken on the basis of the financial statement. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the 6th schedule of the Company and Allied Matter Act, we expressly state that 1. We have obtained all the information and explanation which to the best of our knowledge and belief were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. The company has kept proper book of accounts so far as appear from our examination of these books. 3. The company's statements of financial position and its statements of profit and loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the book of accounts. Signed. Thank you.
Any comment, please? Any observation? Well, since there's no comments, so on 24, they received. Please, I would like to call Elijah Abraham. Elijah Abraham to please come on board to propose the motion for adoption of the auditor's report.
I wish you, because of what I'm seeing this account for the first time now, I want to go to it. But again, all the same, I wish to call for, on a motion that this account has been prepared by the external auditor as presented by the auditor be adopted.
Thank you, sir.
Our only learned person in the house can correct me if I'm wrong. I think since it's the shareholders and the second shareholder also is representing a proxy, he can as well transfer that proxy to another person so that that person can stand in position to maybe second or something.
So, since I trust Elijah's good judgment, I can do anything on his behalf. I want to second the motion that the audited accounts be adopted as presented. May Allah guide us.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Any other motion? So, I'm going to move towards the agenda of the meeting. Please request from board to the army to ratify appointment meeting and now. Promoter of the company has appointed new members to the board between last AGM and the current GM. Upon the required information from the members at this general meeting. The new members of the board presented to you for ratification at this meeting are Alhaji Abdulgani Balogun. Okay. Manager Sales and Distribution from Islamic IBTC. We also have Alaji Tajidi and Sajimo, who's also banker, currently general manager at Unity Bank. Alaja Ashiata Odewale, another Sam banker, and she's here. Currently non-executive director at Elas Bridge Finance Limited. Then lastly, Alaji Tajidi Ojedi is a banker and currently deputy general manager at First Bank. So currently membership secretary of the NEC of NASA. The other three directors are also holding different positions in the branches and zone level of NASA. You can see because we want to raise the profitability of the company, the NEC in its video have brought in various bankers to come and support us. I'm looking for ways to generate revenue from the company. So we are very happy to receive them. So having done the presentation of the new director, I now move the motion that the appointment of Alaji Abdulbari Balogun as director of the company may on 17/2025 be ratified by the members at the general meeting, effective from the date of the appointment by the promoter of the company. Will someone please second the motion? Yeah, the CBN having the process of Alaji and they should come on board to accept
as director of the company, made on September 16, 2025 be ratified. I propose the motion.
Thank you, sir. So the next person here. Alaji Abdulwahab, around to, so please second the motion.
I, Abdul Wahab Abdul Rahman, hereby second the motion for the sole listed director to be admitted to the board.
Any counter motion? Thank you, sir. The motion is hereby put to vote.
Yes.
So, those in support, please raise up your hand. Thank you. Yeah. 25 for a period of 3 years. And the motion is only passed. And I know the motion as director of company made on 7/2025 by the promoter of the company ratified by the members at the annual meeting effective from the date of the company. Please self-citizen.
I have to move the motion that the appointment of Alaji Tajidi and Sajimo be ratified at this meeting.
Thank you. I want to call on Alaji.
I hereby support the motion that appointment of Alaji Tajudi and Sajimo be ratified.
Thank you, sir. The motion is hereby put to vote. Okay, majority is in support. I confirm that the entire members are voted in support of this appointment. I hereby declare Alaji Tajudi and Sajimo as duly appointed director of the company from September 16, 2025 for a period of 3 years. And I move the motion that appointment of Alaji. Okay. Alaji Ashiatu Odewale, leaves September 16, 2025 as director of the company. Made by the promoter of the company, ratified by the members at this annual meeting, effective from the date of appointment. This September 25. Will someone please second the motion?
Okay. I hereby second the motion that Alaji Ashiatu Odewale be approved as director of the company.
Thank you, sir. Please, motion is hereby put to vote. Thank you. I confirm that the entire members are voted in support of this appointment. I hereby declare Alaji Ashiatu Odewale as duly appointed director of the company from September 16, 2025 for a period of 2 years. Next, I now move the motion that the appointment of Alaji Alaji made on 16, 2025, and that will become made by the promoter of the economy to be ratified by members and the other general meeting ready from the day of our economy. This is 2025. So will someone please second the motion?
I hereby support the motion that the appointment of Alhaji Adeyemo be approved at this AGM.
The motion is hereby put to vote. I confirm that the entire members are voted in support of this appointment. I hereby declare Alhaji from September 16, 2025 for a period of 3 years. Next item on the agenda, we now come to the item of the business of the day, which is to authorize the directors to determine the nomination of the auditors of the company. Mr. Asgani Alashi have got individual interest to continue to serve as the auditor of the company. In view of this, it is necessary that the director be authorized to determine the nomination of the auditor for the next year of service. And I call the member to move the motion that directors be authorized to determine the nomination of the auditors of the company. Okay. Signature, please. Can we call that director be given the authority to
I move the motion that the director be given the authority to authorize the payment to the auditors.
Motion, okay. Motion will be moved. Then Alhaji Abdullah, please can you second? For the remuneration director.
I, Abdul Rahman, hereby support the motion that the nomination of the auditor to be decided by the directors.
Thank you, sir. Are we vote? As that wasn't carried. Next item is to approve the payment of dividend of 6.5 per share declared by the board of directors and the board meeting of 2025. The board of directors at this second for approve the direction of the above dividend. And I call a member to move the motion for the approval of the dividend of 6.5 per share declared by the board of directors. Okay.
Okay. I, Abdul Rahman, hereby move a motion that the dividend as proposed by the director be approved.
I, Imam Onike, second the motion for the approval of the dividend that the dividend for 6.5 kobo and declared by the board of directors be approved.
Thank you, sir. And I put the motion to vote. Yeah, majority in support. Thank you. I confirm that the entire members are voted in support of the motion. I therefore declare it as unanimously carried. Well, on this note, I think we have to come to the end of the other items of the agenda of the meeting. Are there further questions for the board? Any issue, any questions for the board?
I just want to do just an observation. The former directors, so maybe it should be necessary to print a new letterhead. Thank you.
I'm waiting for the approval of this meeting.
For the board, one affair member, yes.
Yes. That's the apologies. Management. Why is it doing that like
Yes.
Okay, I want to use this opportunity to welcome the saying that we are carefully committed to add value to the entire business. And I want to charge them to bring their expertise on board, bring them in line with the vision of the chairman and the existing board, so that together we can achieve the common goal of the society. And more importantly, is to re-energize the agency. You have potentials to do far better than what we have last year and the previous year. And I think the coming year, maybe this year is already gone, or 2026 should be a year of profit and gains. Inshallah.
To the members and other stakeholders of the union for their attendance at the annual general meeting. The board extends this invitation to you to partake in some refreshment which is available outside this meeting hall. The board appreciates your presence. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby invite Chief Missioner, the Lord of Bishop Board, to please give us closing prayer and signal the end of the meeting.
Hello.
Has been a very successful one. My name is Engineer Kamal Olawi. I'm the Vice President one of NASFAT. I see that the AGM went well. It was properly conducted and professionally, and all that needed to be done were done accordingly. So I see it as a better organized AGM even than last year. That's what I say about this. First is to note that the new members of board of directors that joined were strategically chosen to add value to the board and to the entire system of TIL. And I want to first congratulate them and wish that the values they have in terms of their capacity will be brought to book to enhance the performance of TIL, so that in the coming years we'll be having a more strategically positioned and profit-making business venture that is TIL. So I congratulate them. I expect a lot from them, and I have no doubt about their capacity and ability, and that's why they were strategically chosen, to join the board to come and add value. So fun.
Thank you, sir.
Today's AGM is a very great improvement and I think the board has now started going into the right directions. They are not relying solely on the NASFAT merchandise activities. The new strategy that they were putting in place now, I believe that it will take the company to a higher level, because there are a lot of opportunity outside there. And also with the new people that have just joined the board, and they see that the chairman of the board is using to prepare the activities of the company, I think they will go far. Another thing that they made us to know here today, which gladdened my heart, is the company try as much as possible to also motivate the workforce by ensuring that they don't pay below the minimum wage that the government has enacted, and also ensure that they also encourage the staff to get staff loan. This will also prepare them to work harder and further for the improvement of the company. We are looking at in the coming years that a lot of the strategies that we put in place today will continue to manifest in the year to come. We congratulate the new appointee of the board. We congratulate the entire board member, and we also congratulate the NASFAT as a society for having such initiative to establish this company. Thank you very much.
As a new member of the board of directors, I hope to use my wealth of experience in the bank, spanning over 2 decades, to bring more business opportunities to the organization and to ensure that things are done more transparently and in a way that everybody would have confidence restored. Because from what somebody said, that there was actually a kind of lack of trust in the past, because of the way, some things were done. So we intend to, we have all discussed about it, the new board members, in addition with the other members, that we need to do things differently because you cannot do things the same way and you expect to get a different result. So we have to do things in a different way so that we can get a different result, and hopefully the result will start coming very soon. All right. I'm Ashia Taudewadi.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, the Tafsan Investments Limited AGM has not been held, and we thank God that it was a successful one. At least TIL is moving in the direction that the stakeholders want us to move, and with the chairman and other members of the board doing their best to make sure that we perform very well. That is also coming fruitful. It's just that there are a lot of issues that we need to actually take care of to make sure that we are successful in this business. First and foremost, we post a lesser profit this year compared to the previous year, as in 2024 compared to 2023. And we are hoping that the efforts that have been taken for the 2025 operation will yield a better result. And in that wise, and with the cooperation of the board and the management doing their bit to make sure that we do well, TIL is just the beginning for another successful year for us.